Have you ever written a Python function that felt like it took more lines to define than it actually did to execute? What if I tell you Python has a secret way to do it? It is anonymous functions, quick in and quick out in just a single line of code. Today we'll be dissecting Python's Lambda functions. We'll break down what they are, where they came from, when to use them, and more importantly, when to absolutely avoid them. So with all that said, let's get started. To understand Lambda functions, we have to go back to the 1930s. A mathematician named Alonzo Church created Lambda calculus, a pure mathematical model of computation. And fast forward to 1994, Python adopted this functional magic and gave us the Lambda operator. But what exactly is it? Let's use an analogy. Think of a standard Python function as a full-service restaurant. You can give it any name you want. It has a kitchen, which is the function body, and you can use complex steps, loops, statements to prepare your code, right? However, a Lambda function is like a vending machine. There's no name. You put your input, your arguments, and it instantly pops out a result. Let's look at the blueprint. The syntax is incredibly strict but concise. You write the keyword lambda, followed by your arguments, a colon, and finally a single expression. For example, let's say you want to write a function that adds 1 to a number. You can write both using a standard function as well as a lambda function. So to write using a standard function, it can be written like this. However, to use lambda functions, you need to write something like this. There are three main differences. Lambda functions are anonymous. There is no function name. No such statements are allowed, like you cannot use a pass, assert, raise, or return inside a lambda. It must be a single and pure expression. Also, Lambda functions have this feature of automatic returning things. So the result of this expression is returned automatically. Now you might be asking, why use Lambda functions when you already have a standard function? Because sometimes we are just passing through. Lambda functions are perfect as throwaway functions. So specifically when you're using higher order functions, like functions that take other functions as arguments, so in those cases we use Lambda functions. Let's take an example. Imagine you have a list of tuples containing students and their test scores, and you want to sort them by their score and not by the name. So instead of finding a whole function with all the statements and stuff, you can use the built-in sorted function, which sorts the whole list or array, whatever. Also, you can use a Lambda function as one of its argument to sort by their scores and not by the names. We will also see them heavily used with map function and the filter function. However, you shouldn't be heavily dependent on Lambda functions. There are various reasons. The first and foremost reason is you shouldn't assign lambda to a variable. According to PEP 8, Python style guide, it strictly says that if you're giving a function a name, you should just use a standard function, because it's more easier to handle a standard function than a lambda. Secondly, the debugging is a nightmare. Since lambda functions have no name, if your code crashes, you won't understand which function is actually doing, and if your code base has a whole lot of lambda functions, you will just think of dying. Finally, to wrap this up, we use Lambda functions for quick throwaway operations, custom sorting keys, and simple callbacks. But the moment your logic requires multiple lines, error handling, or complex math, do yourself a favor. Ditch the Lambda functions and use a standard function. So if you like this video, then hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so you never miss an update, and I will see you next time.